Now, I don't want to miss too many details. Let me ask this question. The good doctor, was he married to Dory?
He was not. He was married to a woman back in Berlin. She was an opera singer. They had a volatile relationship. I should say, Frederick Ritter was a very fascinating person. He had served in the First World War. He suffered post-traumatic stress disorder without a doubt. The war changed him. He began thinking about, developing a different kind of philosophy where he abhorred violence, or so he said. This would come into question later on. He didn't trust civilization. He wanted to grow his own food. He made his own clothing. He had all these sort of eccentric ideas. And he, decided that the only way he was going to be able to test his experiments and live his philosophy was on a remote island where he was not distracted by civilization, which he thought had nothing to offer him.
That entire relationship by itself probably could support its own book. I mean, you have other people that we're about to talk about, but when you look at the two of them, and again, we haven't even uncovered some more of the background. We're not going to, we're going to leave it for everybody. That entire relationship could probably support its own book, couldn't it?
Absolutely. And they were both pretty prolific writers, fortunately. So Eden Undone has a lot of the back and forth of what was going on in the relationship at any given time. And it was a fascinating relationship because here you have this woman, Dory, who they both left their spouses. She had been married also. And in the beginning, she was really interested in his philosophy. She thought he was one of the world's great geniuses. And she thought she was almost sort of chosen to be a companion for him, where she would be the conduit by which he would get his philosophy out into the world. It was her job to be his helpmate, his soulmate, to facilitate his genius. And she took this very seriously. She thought it was her life's purpose to serve him. And of course, he came up with all these philosophies that supported that idea that she should be, basically at his beck and call. But Dory's nature was not, she was not submissive by nature. And as the difficulties of the island started to mount, and as other people started to come to the island, the relationship changed. And it changed in ways that Dory was not comfortable with. And she begins to sort of chafe at his directions and his orders and his restrictions on her.
Yeah, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't think the doctor was quite Aristotle.
No.